In May of 1942, 44 young musicians marched into history as members of the Navy's first all-black unit band and the first black men to enter the Navy at general rank. I'm Brad Campbell, and this is Hidden History. For decades, few knew about the significance of the B-1 band, including many of their children, like Pam Carlson, daughter of trumpet player Walter Carlson. She only learned the full extent of the story after her father's passing, when she began attending the reunions of his bandmates.
My father passed in 2001, and my first reunion was 2012. My father didn't talk a whole lot about the experiences in the band, and so to hear them talk about him and talk about their different experiences, it was just good, and it was just like meeting family.
Author Alex Albright tells this remarkable but largely unsung chapter in North Carolina's history in the book, The Forgotten First, B-1 and the Integration of the Modern Navy. After the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, the entire nation mobilized. The military draft brought about shortages in manpower that leaders hoped could be filled by women and black Americans. Yet Jim Crow laws still prevailed in the South, and the Navy was particularly hesitant to enlist black service members beyond the traditional role of messmen. But the selection of the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill as a location for one of the U.S. Navy's 4 new pre-flight schools presented a unique opportunity. The Navy planned to have a unit band at each school. North Carolina was considered more progressive than other southern states, and there was an outstanding band program just down the road at Agricultural and Technical College of North Carolina, now North Carolina A&T. A rigorous audition process resulted in the selection of 44 musicians, most of whom came from A&T and James B. Dudley High School, both in Greensboro. After several weeks of basic training in Norfolk, Virginia, the band arrived in Chapel Hill.
They had to march 2 miles back and forth from where they lived over to UNC's campus because they were not allowed to live on campus because they were African Americans. They had sodas thrown at them, fruit, but they overcame that, and they were very well received by the black community.
James B. Parsons, who had previously served as the band director at Dudley High School, was named their leader. He instituted a rigorous rehearsal routine to prepare his men for the almost non-stop performance duties that followed. The band's impact was most felt in a black community that welcomed them with open arms, preparing daily lunches for the men and taking pride in their musical excellence and military bearing.
The children looked forward to seeing them marching down the street. One of my mother's best friend's son always talked about how they loved running out to watch them come down the street when they were on their way to Chapel Hill.
The band's constant and commanding presence began to change perceptions and break down stereotypes. In 1944, the band was assigned to duty in Hawaii. There, they continued to entertain Army and Navy troops and were one of the star attractions of Honolulu's VJ Day Parade after Japan surrendered. After the war, B-1 band alumni pursued a wide variety of careers. Band leader James B. Parsons was named by President Kennedy as the first black U.S. District Court judge. Walter Carlson went on to become a band director at multiple schools, including his alma mater, serving on A&T's faculty for 43 years and tutoring more than 1,600 students. For many years, the Navy didn't recognize B-1 as the first official all-black band members to serve in its ranks. The distinction was mistakenly given to another band that came into service a month later. But 75 years after the band's formation, the Navy corrected the official record and acknowledged the role of the B-1 band members as the first black enlistees at general rank in U.S. Navy history.
I don't want the history to be lost, because one of the things that Mr. Simeon and Mr. Morrow always said was, don't let our history get lost. Keep our history going.
Carlson and others have worked diligently to honor the B-1 band legacy, including the placement of a historical marker on Franklin Street and making plans for a 2027 celebration to honor the 85th anniversary of the band's formation. Through the ongoing efforts of their children and grandchildren and the scholarship of Alex Albright, the legacy of the B-1 band will remain very much alive.
Want to learn more? Check out my story in the February issue of our state magazine. This episode is sponsored by the Charlotte Museum of History.
To see more videos like this, check out our YouTube channel and subscribe to Our State Magazine to get issues delivered to your mailbox every month.